We just saw a clip of The Machine in theaters next Friday. Look at you, man. Just awesome. All of this is just amazing for me to see. And all I know is, I've known you for a few years now, but obviously I knew your work before meeting you in person. Your telling of the story of The Machine, a true story from your life as a college kid, has been seen 52 million times as of right now on YouTube. And that's just one video of it.
Yeah.
When was the first time you told that story?
I think it was on Loveline. I was doing it with Dr. Drew, and one of my classmates called in and was like, hey, tell him about the time you robbed your class in Russia. And I was caught off guard, so I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. And Drew's like, tell me about it. And I just told the story, and then he was like, that's one of the best stories I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And he said, that's your movie. And I'm like, okay, sure. And then he had me come back to Loveline the next night and tell it again. And then I'd tell it from time to time on like radio shows.
Yes.
But when I told it on Rogan, that was the game changer. Joe said on his show, and this is old school Rogan, he's like, from this day forward, he is only to be referred to as the Machine, and you need to make him tell that on stage. And so I told it on stage for like 4 years, and then it got good. It bombed so bad.
No, hold on a second.
Bombed.
Are you serious?
So I'm talking a 13-minute story if I was tight. It was a 15-minute story, 20-minute story at times, to silence, crickets. I didn't have an end to the story.
What? Hold on a second. So the first you said...
I could tell it to you.
Yes.
Like this.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
But in front of an audience of comedy club fans,
yes,
it would just...
Because it's a long
story, and they're like sitting there going, how long is this going to take? They were used to jokes at that time.
Yeah.
Podcasting changed everything. People wanted to hear stories, and I think I got better at telling stories. And then when I got it good, then I recorded it, and I once again, I didn't think anyone was going to ever hear it. I posted it on this weird time on the internet, like in between Christmas and New Year's Eve, where everyone was home.
Yes.
And it went viral and changed my life.
Did you when did you start realizing like, holy cow, this thing is going through the roof?
First weekend, I was at Stress Factory in New Jersey, and it sold out in a blizzard. And I said, why are you guys here? and the guy goes, The Machine. And I go, oh yeah. I go, I stopped telling that. And he's like, no, the hell you didn't. I brought 10 people, you're telling it. And I was like, okay. And then I looked at my calendar, and all my shows were sold out for the whole year. And I was like, is this because of this one story? And then it's just, and then I thought I'd be done with it after that tour. And then I went to theaters, and then I was like, oh, there's more people. They're yelling it again. And I thought then I'd be done. And then bigger theaters, and now arenas. And I'm like, I guess I'll be telling it at my funeral.
Well, I mean,
hologram.
It's going to say, here lies the machine. Let's be honest, man.
I'm like, I have milked this cow like a closeted dairy farmer from the 1930s. I'm taking my time with it. Like, hoof to snout, I have milked this cow.
Man.
Yeah.
And in terms of the film, I say this, fully with love and whatever. You're an actor, and I don't mean we go higher register here when you say something, and higher register that you got to say it this high to believe what you're saying. So I don't mean to go higher register on you, but I got to be honest with you. You got some chops, Bert.
Well,
some chops, man.
Eminem, and Howard Stern. I'm pretty good at playing Bert. They're like, what would Bert do in this scene? I'm like, I think Bert would throw up, and they're like, cool, throw up. Yeah, I'm really good at playing me.
Yeah, you're good, man.
No, I had the best time. I had the best time making this movie, and Mark Hamill was awesome. The lady Eva Babic, that was my favorite moment. She's from Croatia, and we sit down for dinner the first night, and she goes, "Hey, do not bring up Star Wars." I go, "It's kind of his thing." She goes, I know about that. I've never seen it, so don't bring it up. So Mark sits down. I go, hey, Mark, Eva loves Star Wars. And she's like, oh, yes, good guy versus bad guy movies are my favorite. And I go, Eva, who's your favorite character in Star Wars? And you can't say Mark. And she goes, Chewbacca. And I go, oh, she does a great Chewbacca impression. Hey, can you do your impression of Chewbacca? And she goes, hello, I am Chewbacca. It is so good to see you, Mark Hamill. Yeah, we had a blast. I wasn't going to drink. I wasn't going to drink for the whole production. And the first night I said, no wine. And my producer, Kale, goes, what are you doing? He goes, what? No. He goes, I didn't hire sober Bert. I hired drinking fat Bert. And he goes, I can't tell you if this movie's going to be good or not. But what I can tell you is if you have a blast making it, and this may be your only movie you ever get to make in your life.
Yeah.
If you enjoy every second of it, it'll show up on screen. So I was like, double Tito's and soda. Let's light this candle. And I had a blast. I had an absolute blast. I was present for every moment, realizing, like, with gratitude, going like, this may never happen again. Enjoy it. Like, really, really enjoy it. And I did, man. I had a 4-story mansion in Serbia, and I'd invite the cast and crew over. I get sommeliers. I get chefs. I have DJs. I mean, we had an absolute blast making it.
Well, and it's obvious. It does come through.
I think it translates.
It does.
I think that's what people are seeing in the movie, is that it looks like two people having fun. Mark Hamill is so much fun. So much fun. And he goes, I asked him for advice. He goes, I wouldn't take my advice. And I said, what? And he goes, I'm not good with advice. He goes, I met Arnold Schwarzenegger a long time. You know what advice I gave him? I said, what? He goes, lose the accent and change the name. And it's so funny. I worked out with Arnold Schwarzenegger the other day, and he said, yes, I know Mark Hamill. I'm bad at accents. He goes, I know Mark Hamill. He told me, lose the accent, change the name. Can you believe that? And I'm like, well, the story checks out.
So you heard it from both sides?
I heard it from both sides. Yeah. Mark is awesome. Dude, Arnold's pretty legit, too.
Well, I mean, geez, you just, in the last 2 minutes, basically said so much. I just want to revisit here. First off, you're working out with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah. Game respects game.
Yes. What the heck? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how it happened, to be dead honest with you. Segura and I were talking. Segura and I are on steroids, right?
Yeah.
We're both taking testosterone. And so Tommy's shooting me up, and he's a needle in the ass, and he's like, I go, hey, what do you think Arnold used to take? And Tom's like, I wouldn't bring that up. And we start talking about it on the podcast as if Arnold will never see it. Next thing you know, Arnold's watching the podcast, and he's like, oh, these guys are great. These guys. And then I think my wife called him or something. I don't know how it worked. And then he goes, I'd like to work out with this guy. He's got the great calves. And I do have great calves. And he goes, these calves are amazing. I've seen this on the podcast. He stands up there. Bodybuilders would love. You're delts. You should get a cast made of this body, a statue, so that you can look at it. And remember, 50 years from now, you're going to go, oh, that's what a Birdie Boy looked like. They don't make enough clay for these shoulders. He delivers. Like, he delivers. He is, everyone, when he meets them, everyone gets to feel like they're special. Like, that is such a cool thing. Sure. As opposed to, like, I'm sure Joaquin Phoenix is a nice guy.
Where do you get shrapnel from?
Yeah, like, I just go like, cool, man. Oh, yeah, I'm shy too. You know, but Arnold's like, that guy, get him in the closet. That's me and you party. Get on the back of my Harley. Here's a cigar. He's awesome.
But when you're working out with him, do you feel like I got to put one more plate on here to try and, like, what are you doing? I assume it was leg day since your calves hurt.
No. We did back and buys, and we did a little bit of chest, and he's just awesome. And you're like, if you really are, I am into working out. I know it doesn't look like it, but like I go, what's the one exercise you miss the most? And this is like a cool workout question. Yeah. And now that you gotten older, what's the one workout you missed the most? He goes, deadlifts. I love deadlifts. My max was 710. I could, if you done properly, because they say you're not supposed to do, no, it's the lower posterior. Like, he gets into it. You're like, oh yeah, I forget this guy's a 9-time Mr. Olympian. He revolutionized what we currently know as bodybuilding. It was him. If he hadn't escaped the Austrian army, I don't know if this is a true story. I think he did. He stole a tank. I don't know. But anyway.
He was the original machine. If you think about it.
Oh, I mean. He's the biggest. I left that. Yeah. And I went to dinner. Now, look, I'm going to throw a little shade. It's not, no shade to shade, whatever, okay? I go to dinner or breakfast with my wife right after that over Shutters.
Yeah.
I just hung out with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And now I got a movie coming out. And then I see Ed Norton.
Okay.
Ed Norton. Mm-hmm. We're talking. And I go, and I lose it around celebrities. Mm-hmm. And he starts walking by me. I realize it's him. And I go, oh, Ed Norton. Oh! And he was like, ah. And he just walked by. And I made that decision. I was like, oh, I don't want to be an actor. I don't want to be Ed Norton's amazing, but I don't want to be that guy. I want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mm-hmm. I want to sell out. I want to like do Rambo. Like I want to do Machine 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. I want to do Machine 11, where me and Mark Hamill are in a Fiera in wetsuits driving in space. Like I want Fast and the Furious. I want I want it to be so ridiculous that I want Sylvester, like that energy. I love it.
Dude. And you see it, you feel it in the movie too. So, did you at any point in time with Mark Hamill? Did you go down the Star Wars world with him at all? Did
Day
you?
one, on the private jet to Serbia, I was like, "Yo, Luke."
And how
he's cool? So awesome. Okay. He's so generous, and I'm an idiot. So I was like, he was talking about C-3PO like it was a person, and I was like, "Hey man, it's a little creepy. Like, how much time did you spend with that robot?" And he goes, "It was a person." I said, "There was a person inside C-3PO?" And he goes, "How did you think it walked around?" And I was like, "I thought it was a real robot." And he goes, "Yeah, there was someone in R2-D2 too." I go, "There was someone in R2-D2? I go, "Are you serious? I thought it was like a remote control."
We have a conversation with our kids watching these Star Wars movies all the time. They're asking if there's people inside it.
It's crazy. And then he will tell you the good stories, like the real good stories about like him. They sent out him, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher to do press like together, like a team, like go around the country and do press.
Yeah.
And he would talk about like what they're really like. And he's like, "Yeah, Harrison, or maybe I shouldn't share this." I am really bad at secrets. I never tell me anything. I am in the wrong city. I'm telling you. Jimmy Tatro, who plays younger me, we were in a pool in Serbia, and he goes, "Hey man, can I tell you a secret?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he told it to me. It was a good secret.
Yeah.
So I grabbed my phone and I called Kale, our producer. I go, "Dude, you're never gonna believe what Jimmy just told me." And I told Kale, and Jimmy goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm telling Kale what you just told me." And he goes, "I told you that was a secret." And I go, "Oh, I can't tell anyone?" And he goes, "That's kind of how secrets work." I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, I go, "I just told Kale." He goes, "No, I watched you." Yeah, I'm bad with secrets.
Tatra's on the show next week to promote this. So.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. So I'll hear that story from both sides.
Okay. You want to hear a good secret?
Yes.
Ask him. Okay, just ask him. Let him tell you.
Yes.
Just say, "Hey, man, you ever been to Antarctica?" And he'll be like, "Yeah." And then go, "Oh, cool. Who did you go with?"
Okay, so that's the setup.
It's good. I'll tell you.
Just totally smoothly. Just go. Hey, you ever been to
Antarctica?
Or should I? He might sniff it out. I'm like, what's the furthest you've ever traveled or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been to Antarctica. Oh, who'd you go with? So now
that's crazy. Who you go with? And then just wait till the good names come. And he's not going to share the good name. He'll just go and then you're going to go, "Shut up."
Okay.
Shut up.
Fantastic.
Jimmy Tatro is, and by the way, he's going to know that I did this. He told me, and he goes, "Don't tell anybody." He's got a cool life, man.
Clearly.
He is the best. He is the absolute best.
So do you. I mean, you talking about, Segura shooting you in the ass with steroids led to you working out with Arnold Schwarzenegger for crying out loud.
Segura wears lifts in his shoes, everyone. Secret time.
Well, we got to get... Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. 2 bears, 1 cave, one shoe lift. Tom Segura and you and 2 bears, 1 cave, something burning. You got your Tops Off World Tour coming up. Dates in June, Forest Hills, New York, home to formerly the U.S. Open, Tennis Open. You got Baltimore, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and so on and so forth.
Loaded. And the after parties are even more fun. We showed the picture of the after party.
Yeah, from these guys down in the Super Bowl.
Totally forgot about it. I got real drunk, cornered Christian McCaffrey, and I was drunk, and I go, "Hey, do you think I can catch you?" And he goes, "What?" I said, "In this room, $10,000 if I can catch you." And he was like, "What are you talking about?"
To Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. I said, "Just in this room. It's like 20 by 30 by 30. I said, "Give me 20 minutes. Do you think I'd ever catch you and hold you down?" Mm-hmm. He's like, "Hey, man, there are dudes that are 10 times more athletic than train all year and can't catch me." He goes, "I don't think you can catch me." I go, "You want to try?" He's like, "What kind of party is this turning into?" That was fun, man. That was all the NFL guys came out. They had Leanne do a shotgun of beer.
Yeah.
That's so much fun. Look at that.
There you go.
That's some meat right there. Yeah. Taylor Heineke is the GOAT, okay? Look at that body. That is sneaky athleticism right there.
That's a starting NFL quarterback.
Yeah. That's a starting, and that's who, if you're looking for a woman, like you need, some guys, they go, I want to find my Tom Brady. You got to remember, the Tom Brady's, they're too much. Find your Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke.
He shows up to practice. He's not cancer in the locker room. He works hard. He's a cool kid. He likes Legos.
I didn't know that about him.
I follow him on Instagram.
I had no idea.
He's a great guy.
So, so last we saw you, it was you hoping that the Super Bowl tickets that you spent 6 figures on for your mates was going to be good.
Yeah.
They looked pretty good.
They were great seats.
So it was all good.
It was half good. What I didn't count on was the Eagles losing and Shane Gillis being blackout drunk and deciding he wanted to start a fight on the walkout.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And so him and Big J. Okerson are just like talking trash after the I understand it's a win, but that's not how you get a win. That's not how you win a Super Bowl.
Because of the penalty?
Yeah. We don't count that win. We don't count that win.
He's putting an asterisk on it walking out?
Yeah. It was an uncomfortable walkout and then trying to find an Uber. And then some guy's like, I'll Uber you $500. I was like, I don't care. Get me out of here. Yeah, I'll do it.
Well, I mean, that's nothing compared to what you spent on the tickets.
The last Super Bowl I'll ever go to. If the Bucks have to be in it, and I'll go for I'm going to a Lakers game on Monday.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, courtside.
Okay.
They were like, hey, I shouldn't say this. Never mind.
Yeah, you should.
I'll say it. They said, Sony's like, yo, can you bring like a famous friend? And I was like, I don't think I have any famous friends. And I was like, how about my wife? And they're like, we'll get back to you.
Get out of here.
And then they greenlit my wife. I was like, honey, you just can't hang with me anymore. Gotta run it by the studio. I'm big time now.
So you're going courtside to Lakers.
Like old school Hollywood. I'm going to do coke.
You gonna sit next to Jack?
Jack, you might be next to Jack.
I've been offered coke a lot lately. Okay, like a lot. If Jack Nicholson says you want to do coke, what do you do?
To me?
Yeah.
I to be honest with you, I've never done it before.
Oh, for real?
For real.
It delivers. It's as good as it says it is.
I've never done it, but so Jack.
Do you remember how good unprotected sex was the first time you did it? And you were like, whoa, I see how people give up their life for this.
Yes, exactly.
Coke is better than unprotected sex.
Did not know that.
First time I ever did it, I remember going like, and I don't do it a lot. I'm just talking, but I was in New Orleans, and I remember my thought was, I think I could rip that tree out of the ground. And I go, but I'm so smart that I won't, because everyone will know something's going on if I rip that tree out of the ground.
Cover your tracks.
Yeah.
So this could be a great game 4. Who the hell knows?
Dude, I can't. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's why they wanted me to sit with a famous person.
It's game 4.
Oh, I didn't realize
the Western Conference Finals.
I should have kicked my wife to the curb. Hey, you want to go to a Lakers game on Monday? I bet you're famous enough. You want to go to...
I hope to be with my wife over there collecting an Emmy Award on Monday night, actually.
Oh,
yeah,
Emmys.
Sports Emmys on... Dude, we should bring you to the Sports Emmys one year and just let you host the Sports Emmy Awards.
That would not go good. First of all, I'm dyslexic.
I disagree. I think it would go phenomenally well.
Really?
Yes, because we need Bert. We need you. We
I'm
need
in.
you.
I'm in. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Well,
yeah.
you'll be busy promoting your
Jack.
movie.
I went to the Live Golf Tournament
When was this?
in Adelaide, Australia. You didn't see it?
No.
Oh my God, Chase Koepka hits a hole-in-one, and they cover him in beer. I rip my shirt off. I'm swinging around. They let me tee off on the. I'll send you the video. They let me tee off on the 12th hole, the big party hole.
Okay.
Stripe one down the center.
Did you really?
Shunk. It was a 7-iron, so I flew the green. But it was the Live Golf's legit. I had a blast.
Dude, I had no idea.
Yeah, we should go. We need to party. We need to go do something.
Well, let's do that. I would love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you coming to my premiere?
When is it?
Is he coming to the premiere?
When is it?
Yeah, next week. Next week, Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm in town.
Old school Hollywood premiere.
Okay.
Like, we're going to have fun.
Where?
It's in Westwood. And if you're watching, just come down and see if you see a celebrity.
There you go.
Rich Eisen will be there.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Bring Susie.
Dude.
Do you have to get me greenlit by the studio?
Well, check.
I mean, I have an Emmy.
She's
already.
Yeah, you're fine. You're good. You're good.
I know.
You're good. You might class up my wife.
No, impossible.
By the way, I saw you posted on your Instagram that part of your stand-up, I don't know if it was recent or not, about your daughters talking about the deaf children in the area sign.
Oh, yeah.
Can you just retell that? It's one of the funniest things I've seen recently.
I was driving the girls in our neighborhood, and we drove past a sign that said "deaf child," and Immediately, I hear the think tank in the back start bubbling, and Isla goes, "That is so racist." I was like, "They're not geotagging them, Isla, like so we can find them to bully them." I go, "They have that sign there for a reason." And Georgia goes, "Isla, they put that sign there so that we know when we're in this neighborhood, we should probably lower our radios." I'm like, "What?" I go, what are you talking? She goes, "So we don't rub it in that we can hear, right, Dad?" I go, "No, you're dumber than she is." I go, "No, it's Georgia, so you know there's a kid that may not hear your car coming, so you gotta be extra careful." And then Isla leans up and goes, "Sweet, are deaf kids like guns?" I go, "What?" She goes, "You have to register them with the state?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, Dad, I'm just saying, like, how do they know where to put that sign?" And now I'm sitting in the front of my own car thinking to myself, honestly, how do they know where to put those signs? Yeah. That's one of the funniest Isla said to me the other night, we're having dinner, just me and her.
How old is she?
I don't know. She said two things. She goes, "Hey, I need you to know, if you ever cheat on Mom, I'll never talk to you for the rest of your life." I went, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah." And she goes, I go, "Well, what if Mom cheated on me?" She goes, "I'd get it." What? She goes, "You're gone a lot, Dad. You're gone a lot. I mean, the woman works hard."
Gone a lot.
And then I told her, we started getting a real conversation about this friend of mine who had passed away. And I got emotional talking about, like, I started crying. I cry a lot lately. But I started crying, telling her how great he was. And we met when I was in 9th grade. He was in 7th. And I get emotional. And she leans in real close. She puts her hand on my wrist and she goes, "Hey, pull it together, big guy. They're going to think I'm breaking up with you." Yeah, she's a weird kid.
Oh, my gosh. Bert, you're one of my favorites, man. Congrats on everything going on.
Thank you.
You're acting. You're an action film.
He's an action star.
Action star. Yes. This is the new action star, guys.
I'm there.
Drink it in.
Soak it in.
Soak it in. That's what Arnold kept saying. "This is amazing. This is what an action star looks like now. I had to work out. They wouldn't let me do comedy."
Did he spot you at any point in time?
No, we all did. We did all the machines.
I couldn't imagine being under a bar 225 with Arnold Schwarzenegger spotting you.
It's crazy,
like,
because
that's it.
Because you do remember in Pumping Iron him giving direction to people.
Yeah.
"No, when you do your front raise, go all the way up. Yeah. You small guys, you hide like this. Open it up. Be proud." And he's doing that to me. No, go all the way down. Then hold it. And then he counted in German at once, and we were like, "Holy cow." He's awesome, man.
So are you. At Bert Kreischer, Twitter and Instagram. Tops Off World Tour, the Bertcast, 2 Bears, 1 Cave with Tom Segura, who I'd love to have on here. I think he was coming in once, but I couldn't.
He's not as good on these things as I am.
Okay, understood. Something's burning. I mean, so much going on. The comedy cruise. You're going on a comedy cruise in October?
Yeah, Fully Loaded at Sea. I think it's sold out, but people will be dropping out as things come up in their lives as happens.
Oh, so I thought off the ship you were talking about.
No. This cruise is going to be insane. That's probably the highlight of my career. That's one thing I've always wanted to do as a cruise.
Yeah.
And so we got the whole boat. And people will be dropping out, so you can check it out. Go to bertbertbert.com and see if cabins open up throughout the year. But yeah, I'm doing Red Rocks again in October or September. The Falls tour picks up in the fall, and we're out doing arenas and Fully Loaded this summer. The movie next week. Thank you, everyone that watched Razzle Dazzle on Netflix.
That's right.
I said to you right before this started.
Yeah.
I go, "Does it feel like work?" And you said no. And I go, "Yeah," but everyone goes, "Hey, you got to pull back. You got to pull back." No one says that to the guy with the real job.
Right, exactly.
It's like building fences. Like, "Hey, man, you worked like all day. You got to slow down.
Right.
Take some time for yourself. Do you have a hobby? My therapist said that to me. "Do you have a hobby?" I said, "Yeah, I write jokes." "No, you need like a hobby." I go, "Like, you want me to like collect rocks and stuff?" This is stressing me out that I need a hobby now. So no, I don't have a hobby. I just work.
The Machine in theaters next Friday with Bert. It's got to blow your mind. Bert Kreischer and Mark Hamill. And yes, confirmed. There were people inside the droids in the Star Wars. There is. The Machine, based on that incredible story, indeed, exclusively in movie theaters next Friday, May 26th. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.